We are back with our recipe book project, and we are working on page 3. Yep, page 3. And so what we're going to do is I cut out all of the pieces again, and we're going to be making a page with this hidden cookie recipe, if you like. Alright, so I have my 8.5 by 11 paper. Again, I gave you a size to cut this, but I'm just using a pad of 8.5 by 11 paper. So I'm just going to glue this down on my page. Okay, and our book is starting to get a little meaty. Haha, no pun intended, being it's a recipe book, but I'm excited about it. Okay, so you're going to have some pieces for a pocket here. One of the pieces is going to look like this, and it's going to have a hole in the middle and some score marks. So you're just going to fold the scoring down like this. Okay, and you're going to have it so that the fold, this fold, is going to be facing the inside of the book. Okay, and that's going to be important. Then you have a piece like this with a little handle and another piece that will fit inside. And I used white because I figured if my daughter wants to write a recipe on here, put a little picture of whatever cookie, she can do that. So I also gave you a file to make this cookie. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm just going to glue the brown piece onto the back of my cookie here. And you know, there's lots of cookie files available, so if you want to use different kinds of cookies, of course you could do that. But my kids really like chocolate chip, so that's why we went with chocolate chip. Okay, then you also are going to have two little pieces, two little rectangles that are scored in the middle. So you're going to fold those in half. This is going to help be our slider. So what we want to do is we're going to glue two of the pieces to the back of our cookie like this. So I'm going to, holding them both together, just going to put some glue on these pieces here. I'm going to press them down into the middle of my cookie. Just hold that for a second. Okay. So you have it like that. Now we're going to actually, we want these to be close together here. Okay, so I'm just going to have those folded down, and then what we're going to do is we're actually going to stick these pieces through the hole in our slit here, and then we're going to open it back up like this. So what I want to do actually is I'm going to glue this piece to the tag first. Okay, get that glued down. Okay, now what I want to do is I sort of want to have this lined up in here. And what we're going to do is you want to make sure that your slit, your cookie is to the end of your paper, right about there like that. Okay, I'm going to fold that over, flatten out the blue pieces, and I'm going to put some glue on them. And then what I'm going to do is take my tag and I'm going to get it into the center here, and I'm going to get that glued down. Like that. Give it a good rub. Okay. So now what's going to happen is when we get this glued down, you're going to be able to pull your recipe out and your cookie's going to move. It's just a little bit of fun with our page. So okay, so before I necessarily get that done, I also gave you a Cookie Monster, and the Cookie Monster piece is going to be in the free accessories, but I'm also going to include it in the files. because I cannot charge you for this piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start to put my Cookie Monster together. I'm just going to glue the blue piece down. A lot of times I use vinyl for this type of thing, but because the pieces are so big, they cut out nicely from paper, so I decided not to go with vinyl this time. Just going to get that on there. Okay, and get his eyes on. He's so cute. I thought this would be really a fun page with some cookie recipes, because he's adorable, of course. Alright, now I'm going to glue the back piece in. And I actually want the little dots of his eye at the top. I'll glue the other one. Okay, and of course you can put the eyes any way you like. So now what we're going to try to do here is I want to have my tab, but I want to, we have the word cookie on here. So what we're going to do is I cut out my letters in black, because what I want to do is line them up like this. And I have my C around here somewhere. Here it is. So that the eyes on the Cookie Monster will be the O's. So I just want to get this lined up right about where I want it. Okay, that looks pretty good. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, before I get the cookie piece down, I just want to get my strip down. So I'm going to put the glue on the edges here like this. And of course, you could change this for anything. This could be a Christmas book. You know, you could change the cookie for, you know, a Christmas stocking or a Santa head or anything like that if you wanted to. Or, like I said, it could be Christmas cookies. Alright, so I'm going to get that pressed down there. And lined up. And give it a good press, because you want that to stick pretty well. And the reason you want this to be on the left side of your page is so you can pull the tag out. Obviously, if it was on the inside, you wouldn't be able to pull your tag out to see what the recipe is or whatever notes you decide you want to put in there or anything like that. So I'm just going to keep giving that a good press until it's good and stuck. Okay, so now I can move these out of the way a little bit. And I know that I need my Cookie Monster to be a little bit towards the edge here, so I'm going to glue him. Get him right about there. I'm going to glue my C down. Alright. Have that, put that to just kind of be near his eye. And the other letters. Okay. And I did cut these out of cardstock as well, because they're nice and big. The letters are nice and big. Otherwise, generally I cut fonts out of vinyl, which of course I did cut some more of the font out of vinyl for this project too, but the backing I did cut out of cardstock. And I always like a black background to mine. Of course, you could go with any color. Alright, so then I have vinyl pieces. I have my letters here. So what I'm going to do is grab, this time I actually did bring my scraper tool. I'm just going to move this up a little bit so you can see. And I'm just going to get my letter on here. Let's give it a little scrape. Okay, trying to stay in screen here, but it's a lot. Okay, so I'm just going to line this up with my C. give it a good little scratch there so it holds on. Okay, so press that down a little. Okay. And I'm going to grab my other letters here. Okay, so I'm going to do the K and the I first because my E might not be exactly where it's supposed to be because I laid it down separately. Let's see. Okay, so I'm just going to scratch down my, okay, and then I'm going to get my E down. Like that. Okay. Okay, so we just need to get another little piece in here. And I created a little title. I cut this out of vinyl as well. And it says my favorite. So I'll say my favorite cookie. I'm going to get that on there. Give it a good rub. You can see sometimes you have to give it a little scratch for it to stick. Alright, and there we go. That's page number 3. So we can just pull out our recipe here and have our little cookie go in front of our Cookie Monster. And adorable. Alright, we'll get working on page number 4 next.